First of all, I have to pay my highest respect to True Buddhist School, Root Guru Grandmaster Lu, and the lineage Grandmasters. Good afternoon, everyone. Today we are going to talk on Grandmaster Lu's book, number 266. The name of it in Chinese is 黄金, the Golden Wisdom chapter, My Secret Yoga. And this is Grandmaster's secret on his meditations practice. Before we're going to go into this, I would like to start with the traditions of Buddhist teachings on meditations ever since Buddha's time. Next page. So Sakyamuni Buddha is 2,600 years ago. Our founder of the Buddhism has proven with his own experience of meditations to the liberations from suffering to attain enlightenment. Next page. According to the Buddhist teachings recorded in the Long Discourse Sutra taught by the Buddha on meditations, where his first speech on meditation is, monks, go to the forest and do your meditations with sitting up straight and mindfulness of your breathing. When it's developed and cultivated, it is a great fruit and benefit. So Buddha emphasized a lot of meditations with posture, sitting up straight, and mindfulness on breathing. So there's 3 in his first teachings of meditations. First is positions of your sitting positions. Second is your mind. And third is your breathing. Nowadays, the Buddhism has many traditions. They are Theravada, Mahayana, Vajrayana, and all of them are having this method taught by the Buddha in the ancient time as the fundamental practice of meditation. So why Buddha stated that mindfulness of breathing is important? Buddha said that mindfulness of breath, develop and repeatedly practice, that's an important point here, repeatedly practice is of great fruit, great benefit, and it will lead to clear visions and deliverance. Next page. Now, Buddhism has offered many traditions of meditation. We know that there are Theravada, Mahayana, and Vajrayana. And there are many different kind of meditations methods. There are mindfulness meditation, breathing meditation, chanting meditations, visualizations meditation, inner energy meditation, especially in Vajrayana. However, the most basic one is the mindfulness meditation, or in Sanskrit it's called the Samanda meditations. Next page. So Root Guru of the True Buddhist School has written 267 books, many, in his lifetime. He's still continuing. But among all these books, there are many of them talks on meditations. Some of the Grandmaster's book talk on meditations with 3 important points. Again, number 1, posture. Number 2 is the breathing. And number 3 is the stable of the mind. Visualizations with idioms as oneness, you see. So posture, breathing, and mind, the 3 of them, the combinations of the 3. So Grandmaster Lu said, the important point to stable your posture and the stable of the mind requires what is the bridge? It is the concentrations on the breathing, which acts like a bridge to your physical and your mental stability. So 6 here. So as we know, the sitting meditations posture is called the Varikona or the Tathagata sitting posture, like a Buddha. And then balancing your breaths. You have to balance it. You're not, strong and soft and all this. We're going to talk about it. And stable of your mind. So the daily practice of sitting meditation is the path to healthy life and achieve the goal of enlightenment. Next. So number 266, Golden Wisdom, 黄金的句子, page 94, talks on the secret of the meditation. My secret yoga. This is what Grandmaster was emphasizing. He emphasized in this meditation that, next page, the first one is selfless yoga. Selfless yoga starts with 3 important points with breathing. First of all, with the fine, slow, and deep breathing, and then the sitting posture, and the mindfulness breathing. So then he did say that the teaching on the selfless is since Buddha's time, on the Four Noble Truths that all beings require to realize the reality of the life, and which we all need to go through the stages of birth, sickness, old age, and death. Next. So the first one, breathing with fine, slow, and deep. So Grandmaster would say you have to pay attention to your breathing in and breathing out. Next. What is the breathing with fine, slow, and deep? Fine means not rough breathing. You know, when somebody's going to die, what are they doing in the breath? They're grasping for the breath. If you look into the hospital, someone's going to die, the first thing is they're grasping for the breath because their lack of the air. Now, number 2 point is no rushings for the breath. You have to be slow, like a tortoise. No, they're long-living tortoise. So if we are fast, we're grasping for the breath, that would not give you the stable mind. Then the third point is deep. Of course, we're using our physical body with our lungs and our diaphragm, expansions of it, so you can have the full air in your lungs. But in Vajrayana, we have the 7 chakras, in our body. So we have Grandmaster's teachings that you have to have a deep, and then go down beyond with visualizations into your navel chakra. So then that would help you to build up your inner energy. So when working on your breath, you concentrate on your breathing, and then you have to let go of things, your surroundings, your environments, and all your thought. Your mind should be fully concentrated on each breath, in and out, with your mindfulness on fine, slow, and deep breath. Okay? Next. Sitting posture. Next. And the sitting posture is like a Buddha, sitting like a stabilize your body with right Tathagata sitting posture like a Buddha. And the most important is you have to be straight. Next page, we're going to emphasize the 7 points of the sitting posture. First one, roll your tongues to the upper palate. So you're not talking, you're not gossiping. You have to roll your tongue to the upper palate. If you have some saliva, just swallow it down naturally. The second point is concentrate your eyesight at the nose bridge level. So you like this. So if you're familiar with closing your eyes, it's okay. But if you're not, you can just with the sight at the bridge of the nose. Third, balance shoulders. So you're not sitting down there with the posture lopsided. So if you're lopsided, what happened? Your spinal cord is going to be off too. It's not straight. And then if your eyes rolling down, then you're not concentrating your mind. So your shoulders has to be balanced. Next is lift your chest and tuck your chin down. Now lifting the chest, if you are curving chest, your tends to go to sleep, dozing up. And you could be like that. You know how heavy is our brain in our skull. It's holding by the neck vertebrae. There's only 7 bones to holding your skull and your brains. So you lift your chest a little bit, and then tuck your chins down. You lock chin there, so your head sitting on the spinal cord is vertical, and then the inner energy is able to raise. Now, fifth, raise your right hand on top of your left hand, like this, like Amitabha Mudra, and place in front and below the navel chakras. Of course, you don't lift it up or anywhere, just in front will be the navel chakras there. Sitting in a full lotus or the half lotus, or sit on a chair. So the best thing is you both your feet with the bottom facing up, or half lotus, or if you're in senior, you have a knee pain or arthritis or anything, then sit on a chair. The important point is that you have to sit still, stable your physical body. The last one, sit on with the 4 inches cushions to stable the body. So if you're sitting on the floor, it's best to raise your buttock with the 4 inches of cushions. You know why? Because with our buttocks is soft, and in front there's 2 legs, so you tend to go backward like the airplane, flying. So you need to raise this bottom with 4 inches and balance it up. Then what happened? Your spinal cord, instead like this, is going to be vertical. Then you are able to sit still. Next page. Yeah, this is the full lotus and the half lotus, right? Next page. So if your body unable to sit on a full lotus positions, alternations could use half lotus or sit on the chair. The important point is the stable of your body, right? Next page. So grandmaster say that we could look at the nose level in turn to stable your mind in the essence of the meditation. Next. Unstable the mind. How are we going to do it? Here in this wisdom, here on page 266, and my secret yoga mentioned that, what? 618? Yes, The selfless yoga on stable the mind by mindfulness breathing. So, just now we mentioned about sitting positions, and then with your tongue draws up, balanced shoulder, and then with your hands and your legs in a full lotus or half lotus, or even sitting on a chair. Here, when you breathe in, you have to think this. Breathe out, I. Breathe in is not. Breathe out, I. So concentrate and repeating this breathing with mind, reminding yourself, this I is not I. I'm not the I. Because we're always attached to the I. How? Next page. By repeating this breathing and constantly reminding yourself with a selfless thought, this I is not I. So we're not attaching to this I. The point of using this thought is to remind ourselves that breathing with one's physical body is selfless. Okay? So do this breathing exercise for 7 minutes. Wow. Grandmaster was very compassionate and loving kindness, saying that 3 times a day. So I think when we do our practice every day, we should do this. What is selfless? Selfless yoga, what is selfless? According to Buddhism, Buddha did not accept any self exists. He said that every living being requires to go through the cycles of birth, age, disease, and death. This cycle is when one does not cultivate to realize the illusions of the self and this world. One will remain in this samsara world. That means reincarnation, on and on and on and on, stop. So the all phenomena in this world is impermanent, what Buddha said. It's the illusions of our 6 senses. What are the 6 senses? The eye, what we see, the hear, what we heard, the taste, and our thought, our touch, and our smell. All these 6 senses are non-exists, okay? So it's the illusions of our 6 senses with the intentions of grasping everything external to our senses satisfaction. We always do this. Anything, even taste our food, right? Now, all beings suffering from the grasping of the self, from our 6 senses, as the reality of I do exist. So in Buddhism, talk about non-I. So Grandmaster was very talented in saying that when you breathe in, this I is not I. So it's just, then your mind is always constantly on your breathing and your thought is clear, okay? So we have our feelings from our six senses with attachment about what we see, smell, hear, taste, and touch, and thought too. So the I plays an important feature in our mind, in every thought and every actions. So Grandmaster Lu emphasizing the selfless is so important in our meditations practice. For instance, when you do meditation, oh, I see something else. Or I see, a Buddhist is talking to me and all this. So you're attached with all these illusions. The concepts of self has its deep-rooted feelings of I am. This is mine, this is I am, this is myself, this is mine. This gives us what? The source of attachment and grasping. The reality is there's no place for a metaphysical self. Grandmaster's teachings on the selfless meditation is a brilliant device and a skillful means with reminding of illusions and overcome all the negative products of such illusions in our daily living. Next. So, selfless yoga was the first chapter. And then he talks about the next yoga is mindlessness yoga. Again, with the sitting posture of the Buddha. And then the mind, now it has even something else, even our thought. You say, when breathing in, the mind say, breathe in this, breathe out thought is not thought. So he say, concentration on your breathing with this thought is not a thought. And repeating and reminding yourself that this physical body is not yours, and this thought is neither, do not exist at all. So when we look into the Diamond Sutra in Buddhism, taught by the Buddha Sakyamuni, it mentions that our six senses grasping for the external are unreal. So even our thoughts are all illusions and impermanent. Our thoughts are like the ocean's waves, non-stop, with one over the others. Woom, woom. Would it stop? No. You can go to the ocean sea beach, you can see that, right? And is it normal? It's normal in our life. So everything is always in our mind. We all have the thought coming in, coming out, always there, non-stop. So what are we going to do in our meditation? This is what Grandmaster was saying to them. This I is not I. This thought is not a thought. So, however, meditations, we try to reduce this high tide, waves to a peaceful ocean. So you can get a high tide of oceans like warm, and with the thunderstorm and all this, because when we are in trouble and when we are in dissatisfactions and we are in a lot of problems, our mind is unstable. It's like an ocean's wave with a high tide. And also, like the waterfalls, when it pours from the mountains onto the river, they splash everywhere. This is our mind when we are attachment to it. So then, you have to practice like when the water falls from the waterfall into the rivers and all the way going down latitudes and into the lake. And there in the lake, what's going to happen? It's peaceful. It's clear. So you're able to see to the bottom of the lake. So that in meditations means what? Buddha say, and Grandmaster says that is the clear visions of your own self. That is your Buddha nature. Yeah. So that's why mindlessness yoga is to give you the peace of mind to see your own Buddha nature. And this is all illusions. See? Next. So Grandmaster would say, with both the selfless yoga and the mindless yoga meditations will give one's concentrations and meditations and enhance one's mental, physical, and spiritual in balance and in good health. And Grandmaster further said that it is advisable to practice only the selfless yoga meditations first, until you're getting very familiar with it and in good practice of it, then you will practice the next mindlessness yoga meditation. So don't rush yourself. Use the first one. Next. So book 266, Grandmaster says, this is my secret yoga meditation. This is the training of the concentrations yoga. So now we could see that mindfulness on breathing meditation is so important, because you will be able to get concentrations of meditations. What is the result on meditation then? Grandmaster said, you will be able to attain samadhi and acquire your higher wisdoms. And as Buddha also said, your mind is in clear visions. So then you're able to review your Buddha nature. So this is in Buddhism's meditation. But to our present world now, and we know that meditation is able to enhance good health. So besides that, meditation, in doctors was also research on study of meditations from the modern scientists too. Page 23. The modern scientists research on meditations, and it says the simplicity of meditations enhances mind concentration in peace and harmony and healing of the physical body. Next. So in modern society, most medical doctors say that most illnesses in our modern lives are stress-induced. Stress not only makes us miserable, it can make us ill too. And besides, prolonged extreme stress is devastating and in our immune system. So stress induced is not that in your senior. You could see that nowadays, they are what? From the young to the senior. Commit suicide, depressions everywhere. You never knew. And they're all in there. So next page. So the modern scientists research that meditation has proven that it is beneficial to good health, especially the neuroscientists. Neuroscientists, that's the study of the brain, right? Telling us that meditations could help insomnia. What is insomnia? Your trouble in your sleeping, and stress release, depression, and it also helps memory strengthening. So if you always do your meditations daily, at least 15 minutes now, every day, you are able to strengthen your memory. It also lowers the hormone cortisol that's in the brain. The brain reproduces hormones that if you always find yourself in a high of hormone cortisol, your very anxiety, your anger is there. So lowering meditation is able to lower your hormone cortisol, and it helps you to memorize. So meditation also have records as enhanced happiness in the mind. Next. So neuroscience says that when one engages with the behavior over and over again, it changes the activities in our brain. So this behavior of meditation over and over again every day, with 10 minutes, 15 minutes, or you practice your daily practice of half an hour, over and over again, in your activities in your brain, this means that a person's of repeating the same actions of certain time, it can change the brain to a more positive response to overcome the anxiety and stress. That's now we say the hormone, cortisol hormone, it can overcome it. So such daily meditations behavior to relax your mind. So when we say that we don't want like a waterfalls, we want like a peace of lake. As we always do the practice, we always visualize a peaceful lake rising up with a mountain, with the Eden syllabus there, and transform into the Eden. What? Why is always from a lake? The peace of the mind. Lake is peaceful, right? A beautiful lake. So, and even MRI, right? The machines goes into it to scan your brain, and also has an indications of proving that brain's activities has changes, even though you are what? In your meditations daily. Next. So neuroscientists says that meditation also helps seniors. So not even the youngster have depressions or anything, anxieties, but neuroscientists also say that seniors are able to do meditations too, and in preventions of memory loss for their brain shrinking as they go older. See, when you go older, your brain, your skull is still the same size, but your brain is getting smaller, right? And then that's where you lost the functions of mobility, you're moving and stretch out, and even memory. So the wife said, "Where are you going?" And the husband, "I'm lost." They lost the directions. Next. So neuroscientists says that meditation changes the structures of the brain, and it helps the memory of the brain and even able to control more things and decisions making and make life easier. So I could see that nowadays you can see that a lot of communities and societies and any kind of religions, they always sit down, do your meditation. Yeah, and even in Japan, I think a lot of them advises, when you're too much stressful on your computer, sit down, concentrate on your breathing, relax your mind, and your life is getting better, right? Next, 29, okay. Meditation enhances what young people learning and memory, emotional regulations, especially the young ladies with the menstruation period, and they always have their different kinds of, behavior. So then meditation changes the stress and also with the change in the brain cortex. So it changes your brain. So good. We are so lucky that we learned from Grandmaster Ruth with all this essence to tell us meditation was so good. So if you are able to get your children, your families, and try to go and sit down for 5 minutes every morning before they go to school or go to work, and it really helps them. And not only with your memory, and also with your hormones, and also with your good memory on the study and a healthy body. Next, 30. So concentration meditation leads you to samadhi and physical good health. So when we summarize on today's forum, and from the Buddha, Sakyamuni Buddha told us that meditations with posture and sitting up straight and mindfulness on the breathing to the liberations of sufferings to attain enlightenment. Buddha himself sat down under the Bodhi tree in Bodhgaya, India, and he was in enlightenment under there from his meditations. So then from modern scientists and neuroscientists, and also proven that Buddhist meditations benefit our brains, and from the mental to the physical wellness. It reduces a lot of illnesses, and from stress to severe illnesses. So much better. Next page. So we can see that. And new book on 266, 黄金的句子, this golden wisdom. And he has mentioned in page 94, my secret yoga meditation. And with only this chapter, it has combinations of all. Mindfulness meditation, with your thought of the eyes, not I. This thought is not thought, no, it's not a thought. This mindfulness meditation and breathing meditation, you breathe in and out and concentrate on your meditation, chanting meditation, selfless meditation, and mindless meditation. Oh, so it's so talented. So all this just only one wise instructions from Grandmaster Lu and how to do your meditations daily with only a few minutes with each practice. Do we follow him? You don't miss it, eh? So, next. So if you would like to learn from Grandmaster Lu's way of secret meditation, yoga meditation, next, browse into this True Buddha Boye website, page 30, and be a member to find out on this book. It's called the tbboye.org. No more? Yeah. So, however, to learn and practice Vajrayana teachings, you will need to take your refuge to the root guru, Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha initially. This is the traditions of learning Vajrayana since thousands of years ago. So find out more from the tbboye.org and how to acquire, to take your refuge, and also to learn from this book, The Golden Wisdom. So we do hope that all will benefit from this forum chat on this book 266, Golden Wisdoms on chapter My Secret Yoga. We would like to pay our highest respect to the Guru for his utmost wisdom on meditation, and also thanks to Boye giving us a chance to give this precious forum on meditation which benefit all of us. So if there's any beneficials of listening to this meditations talks, may this merit goes back to Grandmaster Lu. And thank you very much.